Hey there, folks. It's a nice day. I'm gonna take a walk. I need to go get some stuff from the bank. So let's talk about what you should have when you go out on a walk. First things first, the adventure pack. If you plan on going out on an adventure, have a backpack with you. You'll be able to carry all types of neat stuff, like a snack, right? You should have a snack, just in case you're out a little longer than expected. You should have, without a doubt, a water bottle filled with water in your adventure pack. You should also have a first aid kit, complete with band-aids, gauze, CPR stuff, right? If you get hurt out there and come across somebody who knows how to use this, it can be very helpful in a bad situation, which hopefully won't happen. We need our wallet, and in our wallet should be a card that gives information to where to call. Okay, I have my business card here, but this card should give information on where to call in case there's an emergency or you get lost, right? Maybe it would have your address on it, and of course your identification. It's important to have your ID card on you at all times for anybody. As you can see, it's a nice day, but we've still dressed in layers, right? This would be a good jacket to wear if we went on a walk. You can see me, right? Just kidding. Of course you can see me because this is reflective and it's got a bright neon color, so it's easy to see. But if it gets too hot, you can use your handy dandy adventure pack, and you can put your jacket in the adventure pack, right? Because we don't want to overheat. So I'm gonna just stuff this in here. I'm gonna get ready to go out on this adventure. Will you join me? Thank you. Oh, let's not forget eye protection. And you want to have sunscreen too. Gentlemen like me with a fair complexion, I need a lot of sunblock. So I've put on sunblock, and I have some in my adventure pack. Let's go. All right, what a bright and sunshiny day. Time to hit the road. Let's talk about crossing the street. This looks like a pretty active intersection here. We've got a stop sign, right? So that means the car has to stop, but that doesn't mean it's going to stop. So we stop, look, and wave. Now, as you can see, I'm waving to that car. I'm keeping my eyes on it. All right, we've successfully crossed. Now, as I walk, you notice, is there anything in my hands to keep me distracted? No, there is not. I have empty hands. I'm not holding my cell phone. I'm not looking at my cell phone, because if I'm crossing the street and I'm looking at my cell phone, how can I look at cars? If there's a crack in the ground or something to trip over and I'm looking at my cell phone, right? I could trip. I could run into a pole, right? So again, we're gonna cross the street, and I love the helpful reminders that City of San Bruno has painted for us. Stop, look, wave. Over the shoulder. Make sure people are coming, right? We want to keep our eyes on the cars, constantly looking over our shoulder. Ooh, look at this cool car coming up. Watch, you'll see. Look at this guy. Bang. That looks like a lot of fun. Oh, stop. Look, wave. No cars to wave at, we can go. And we're continuing to look. You see my head? Always be looking. ABL, always be looking. So before you leave your house, you have to have a destination in mind, a place where you're going. Maybe you're just gonna go down to the park and have a snack or a picnic, you know? You might be going to Walgreens or running an errand, right? So if you're doing that, have in mind where you're going and what you're doing first before you leave. It is important that you know where you're going. Have a map. Use your cell phone map while you're standing still, right? We don't want to be walking and looking at our cell phone, but you can use the map on your cell phone to map your route. A lot of us know how to use that. So always keep in mind your destination. I'm looking over my shoulder. Look at that cool car. I'm seeing a lot of good ones today. All right, we're coming up on this signal. It's a little different than stop, look, and wave. We're gonna push the button, and that will signal the little walking man that you see. But when it's a hand, when it's an orange hand, you want to stop. See, as you can see, it's an orange hand. So we're gonna push this button. Beep, beep. Oh, it's already turned. We still look. And we're walking, we still look. Right, we keep our eyes on all the cars, especially this lane. And look, it appears we've arrived at our destination. Some of you might find this place familiar. A lot of you actually. So I'm giving them a nice little checkup. So let's talk about crossing the street where there is no stop sign. So I'm gonna cross this way, keeping my eyes on the cars. Now, there's no stop sign here. I'm gonna make sure there's no cars. Thank you. So I've stopped, I've looked, and I've signaled, I've waved. And that guy, he saw me, but not everybody's gonna see you. Okay, you're not visible to everybody. So it's very important that you treat each car as if it's not going to stop. But also, we don't want to hold up traffic, right? Because cars start doing silly things when their driver is frustrated. So we don't want to frustrate people. We don't want to take our time crossing the street. We want to cross quickly. For example, no car. No car. See, I pick up the pace when I'm crossing the street. As long as you're aware that there's cars. There could be a car coming, right? Whether you see one or not, it could pop up from around the corner, and that's not good. So now that we've taken care of this street crossing business, right? We reviewed walking across the street with a stop sign and a crosswalk. Walking across the street without a stop sign, but there's still a crosswalk. Walking across the street when there is a signal, right? We've taken care of all those things. Now, it is time to take a break. Because the best thing about being outside on such a nice day is taking a break. It's important to take a break because we want to soak in the world around us. We want to take a look at the beautiful nature that we have available here in the Bay Area. We live, well, if you don't live in the Bay Area, there's still many beautiful places out there. But it's important to stop and take a look at the beauty around you. When we take a break, we can do some pretty important things. We can stop and think about how we're feeling, right? We can think about the next place we're gonna go. For me, it's gonna be home. We can take a look at our cell phone, right? And see if mom, dad, brother, sister, friend called, and you could return their call. You could stop to eat your snack and get your energy levels up. And you could stop to drink some water. Very important to drink some water, especially on a sunny, nice day like this. The sun zaps all the water out of you, so you gotta rehydrate. So let's find a good spot and let's take a break. Do we want to stop here on this curb? Probably not, right? Let's find a nice bench. Are we gonna stop at the play structure? No, I don't think that's a good idea, because we're adults and play structures are for kids, right? So I see restrooms over there. We could use the restroom if it's not closed. I've landed right here. This looks like a good place to go ahead and take a break, so I'm gonna do that. So the first thing I want to do when I'm taking a break, right, is take a look around. See what's around me, right? What's behind me, what's in front of me, what's to the right, what's to the left. Want to stop, take out our water. Take a drink of that. Check the cell phone. Right? See if any family called, anything important is going on. You want to take care of that, right? And we want to take our time. We want to make sure that we rest up and we feel good. And we take a deep breath. So if you want to do some stretches too, this is also a really good time to do it. I won't demonstrate for you here, but if you want some good stretches and good exercises that you could do while you're outside on your break, you can watch Smiling with Aita, okay? That's Aita's video on our YouTube channel. And it is fantastic. So make sure you watch it if you want an idea of what stretches to do. Okay, I think it's time to get back on the road. I've eaten my snack. I've drank some water, very important. Keep drinking water. I've checked my phone for any important messages, right? And so I'm gonna pack my adventure pack back up, and it's time to hit the road. Now, one very important thing that I always forget to do is check my surroundings for things that I might have put down or left behind, right? I've got my wallet, I've got my keys, I've got my phone. Okay, I'm checking for those, and I'm looking, see if I dropped anything, right? It doesn't look like I dropped or left anything, so just give it a quick check. And it's time to go home. Let's find a crosswalk. What if we got lost? What if we need help or don't know what to do? Hint, hint, I'm looking right at it. You talk to the police. This gentleman has stopped for me, thank you. I'm gonna look both ways and hustle my way across the street. All right, so if you get lost or you need help, you're in a public place. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, 7 people that I see around just by looking over my shoulder. You could ask the public for help, right? Stop by a nice looking person, maybe somebody with a kid or a dog, and ask for help. Show them your ID. If you need to know where to get back to your house so they can help you, you can talk to the police. It's very important that you know what to do if you're lost or you need help or you get hurt, right? If there's an emergency, if we, God forbid, if we should get hit by a car or trip in the street and something bad happens, right? We should know who to call. So what number do you dial if there is an emergency? What number do we call? 911. And do we call 911 if we just trip over something and scrape our knee? Absolutely not. They have important things to handle. So if you're gonna call 911, you have to make sure it's an emergency. Ask yourself, is this an emergency? And if it's not, then do not call 911. By the way, if you notice the way I walked in this parking lot, I didn't walk straight across from there. I stayed on the sides, right? This is the safest thing to do if we're walking in a parking lot. And when I'm walking on the street, I'm always staying to my right. Cars stay on the right while they're driving, right? It's important that people do too. You stay on the right. If there was somebody who was crossing on the other side, if we stay on the right, they have room to pass. If we stay in the middle, we might bump into them, and we don't want to do that, do we? So always stay to the right. All right, so we're almost home, and with that, we're home.